Hello. Today I'll be reading Strega Nona by Tommy D. Paula. My mom is my special guest for today, and she has a mini story.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to tell you about where Eric got this book. When he was a baby, we got this from our good friends, the Smiths, because Mr. Joe Smith loved this book when he was little. So we're reading this today to celebrate Emma's birthday. That is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Emma. We're going to read a story from your family. There you go.
Thank you, Mom. As you see already, in a town in Calabria, a long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Strega Nona, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in the town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went because Strega Nona did have a magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special potions for girls who wanted husbands. She was very good at getting rid of warts. Kind of disgusting. But Strega Nona was getting old and needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden, so she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who did not pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Strega Nona, "you must sweep the house, wash the dishes, you must weed the garden and pick up the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her, and you must fetch water. For this I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, crazy," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Strega Nona, "is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't want to let anyone touch it." "Oh, see, yes," said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Strega Nona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep next to the goat shed. He had food to eat. One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over the pasta pot. She sang, "Bubble, bubble, 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 pasta pot. Boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. It's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with the steaming hot pasta. Strega Nona sang, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That's a magic pot for sure." And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad Big Anthony, because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses to the magic pasta pot. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked by itself. You better go and confess to the priest. Big Anthony then said, "Such a lie!" And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. And then, very good thing to be. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Someday I will get the pasta pot, and I'll make it cook, and then you'll be sorry." That day came sooner, and Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later Stregononia said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over to the mountain for the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house, weed the garden, feed the goat, milk her, and for your lunch there's some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot." "Oh, yes, yes, Stregononia," said Big Anthony, but inside he was thinking, "My chance has come." As soon as Stregononia was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. "Now let's see if I remember the words." And Anthony sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta, nice and hot. I'm hungry, and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled, began to fill up with pasta. "Aha!" said Big Anthony. He ran down to the town square and jumped on the fountain and shouted, "Everyone get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta from Stregononia's house. Big Anthony has made a magic pasta pot work." Of course, everyone laughed at him and ran home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Sure enough, he got Stregononia's pasta pot. It was so full it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled up the plates and platters and bowls. There was no there then what is it? There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priest and sisters. And some people came back for 2 or 3 helpings. The pot was never empty. When all Big Anthony sang, "Enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry another day." But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside to applause of the crowd. Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling, until Sister from the convent said, "Oh, Big Anthony, look!" The pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Stregononia's house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He put the pot off the floor. The pot kept. Big Anthony grabbed the cover of the pot and sat, but the pasta raved, and Big Anthony's well spilled on the floor of Stregononia's house. "Stop!" yelled, but the pasta did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had but filled the little house. Out of the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. Do something, Big Anthony, they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without 3 kisses, it did no good. But this time the pasta was on its way down the road, and the people were running to keep ahead of it. I don't care, Jane. We must protect our town from the pasta, shouted the mayor. Yep, mattress, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade. But that didn't even work. The pop kept bubbling, the pasta kept coming. Oh no. We are lost, said the people. The priest and the sisters come and began to pray. And the pasta will cover our town, they cried, and certainly would have Stregononia not come down the road home from her visit, she didn't have to look twice to know what happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter the pot stopped boiling. The pasta came to a halt. Oh, Gressa! Thank you, Stregononia, the people cried. But then they turned on poor Big Anthony. String him up, the town shouted. Poor Big Anthony. Now wait! The punishment fit the crime. She took a fork from a landing string New Valley and held it out. Big Anthony. All right, Anthony. He held it out to Big Anthony. All right, Anthony. You wanted pasta from my magic pasta pot, said, and I want to sleep. I want to sleep in my little bed tonight, so start eating. And he did. Poor Big Anthony. And she's sleeping, and he looks like he has a full stomach and can't fall asleep. Well, that's the end of Stregononia. Hope you enjoyed. Well, see you next time, which is technically going to be tomorrow. Bye!